Hello, I'm Tom DiPietro with the Green Mountain Water Environment Association. Today is Chris Cox, the Chief Operator for the Montpelier Water Resource Recovery Facility. Chris, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
Yeah, so I understand that Montpelier has recently completed a major facility upgrade. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yep, that's correct, Tom. The city just completed a $16.9 million aging infrastructure and organics to energy upgrade. The facility was badly in need of equipment upgrades. Most equipment was 25 to 30 years old, well past its design life. Also, the facility has been slowly increasing the amount of hauled waste trucked in, septage and municipal sludge, and just to help generate revenue, which means processing more hauled waste, which has put a lot more wear and tear on the solids handling equipment. The recently completed project was focused on replacing aging infrastructure, equipment with newer energy efficient equipment, and greatly improving the solids handling capabilities of the facility. The city worked closely with Efficiency Vermont, who helped incentivize the selection of energy efficient equipment, such as high efficiency pumps and mixers. Improving solids handling capabilities included a new receiving station for hauled waste, grit removal, dewatering equipment, and a complete upgrade of its two existing anaerobic digesters. This facility is now able to accept high-strength organic waste, such as dairy waste, brewery waste, and fats, oils, and grease. The high-strength waste can be converted into methane gas through the anaerobic digestion process, and this has increased the methane gas production, which can be burned in a hot water boiler, and has allowed the facility to almost stop completely purchasing oil for heating, helping the city to get one step closer to its goal of net zero.
Yeah, that's great. Sounds like a major project.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah. So historically, what has Montpelier done with the sludge generated from treating the wastewater that it receives from Montpelier and Berlin residents?
Sure. Yep. Sludge processed in Montpelier has historically been sent to the Coventry landfill in Vermont. The sludge handled here in Montpelier is not only from the residential connections from Berlin and Montpelier, but also from trucked in waste that it receives. In fact, the majority of the sludge that this facility processes is from trucked in waste. The Montpelier facility regularly accepts waste streams from all over the state of Vermont. Haulers are willing to truck in waste from all over the state because we are one of the only few options that can process this type of waste. I'm proud to say that Montpelier's ability to accept septic waste, commonly known as, septic waste, commonly known as septage, has helped keep the cost of septic tank pumping down in Vermont for Vermont residents. Higher septic tank pumping's costs would undoubtedly lead to tanks being pumped less frequently in the state, and that would have negative environmental impacts with system failures as a risk. This is a very important service that Montpelier facility provides because about 50% of the state is on private septic systems.
And so you accept septage from all across the state, but some of the haulers, sort of the private companies that pump out septic tanks, some of them are allowed to land apply septage directly on various fields if they're permitted for that. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. In 2020, roughly 750,000 gallons of septage was land applied in Vermont.
Yeah, and aside from pathogens, I know that people are concerned about other chemicals that can be found in septage and in sludge. These materials can contain whatever is flushed down the toilet or poured down the drain. And wastewater treatment processes, I know they're not necessarily capable of or designed to destroy many chemicals that arrive at the facility. Based on this concern, has Montpelier seen a change in the volume of septage that's arriving at the facility?
Yep. Yes, we have definitely seen a change. We are starting to receive more and more septage because haulers are either choosing to use their land application sites less or not at all. This is a significantly increased the amount of septage that we have had to process here at this facility. Some septage haulers, like I said, have completely stopped using their land application sites, and that puts a lot of pressure on the few municipalities that in the state that are able to accept septage. The only other option for septage haulers is to truck that waste out of state. In 2020, 6.5% of the total septage produced in Vermont was trucked out of state to be managed. I see that number continuing to rise in the future as disposal options in Vermont go away.
And I saw that Montpelier residents will be voting on another major upgrade in the beginning of March 2022. What does this relate to?
Yep, yeah, the Montpelier residents are voting on another major upgrade March 1st. That upgrade will include refurbishing 2 existing secondary clarifiers, comprehensive odor control, and a biosolids dryer. The biosolids dryer is the centerpiece of the upgrade. Excess methane gas generated by anaerobic digestion of the high-strength organic waste will be used to heat that biosolids dryer. A biosolids dryer, would reduce the amount of biosolids that the facility would have to dispose of by almost 50%. And it would significantly reduce the amount of biogas that is flared currently. Processing biosolids through a dryer would also allow the city to produce a Class A biosolid that could be land applied for beneficial use. Also, the city is very aware that biosolids disposal options in New England as a whole are becoming more and more limited, so that the installation of a dryer would help considerably reduce the amount of biosolids the city would have to manage moving forward.
Well, great. Well, good luck with the vote, Chris. And thank you very much for spending a few minutes and talking with me today.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Appreciate the time.
Take care.